यस्य निश्वसितं वेदाः यो वेदेभ्योऽखिलं जगत् निर्ममेत्तमहं वन्दे विद्यातीर्थमहेश्वरम् यस्याः प्रभावमतुलं भगवानन्तो ब्रह्माहरश्च नहि वक्तुमलं बलं च सा चण्डिकाखिलजगत्परिपालनाय नाशाय चाशुभभयस्य मतिं करोतु। ऐङ्काररीङ्काररहस्ययुक्तो श्रीङ्कारगूढार्थमहाविभूत्या ओङ्कारमर्मप्रतिपादनीभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्याम्। काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी शस्यशालिनी लोकोऽयं क्षोभरहितः सज्जनाः सन्तु निर्भयाः। In the context of creating heaven on earth, we have considered the importance of education for that class of life on earth which is responsible for creation and maintenance of all the people. Education for mothers at home. We had analyzed various aspects, and in that we have also focused the desired education for the ladies in the world on three qualities of the element of motherhood. The three qualities of the motherhood we have considered to be in terms of knowledge, in terms of action, in terms of progress, prosperity. These are the three values which have to be developed particularly in those who are most creative on earth, the embodiment of creativity. Today it's a very good day for us when I feel to elaborate the reality of the element of progress, prosperity. In Vedic terms, we have a very, very beautiful word, Maha Lakshmi. Maha Lakshmi is a word which contains within its fold The first syllable is Maha, Maha, great. And is great in the context of education is the characteristic of consciousness. You know, we know consciousness to be self-referral, and in that self-referral state consciousness is unbounded. So this unbounded is Maha. This Maha is the goal of anyone who is not yet Maha. So Maha, goal, is the meaning of the word Lakshmi. Maha Lakshmi. We are dividing it into three areas. Maha, first syllable, it means big, unbounded, infinite, immortal, eternal. All this is Maha. And Maha, Brahman, totality, whole. All these are the purposeful meanings of the word Maha. Laksh means the goal. Maha is the goal. Maha is the goal of that which is not Maha. And what is the goal of Maha? The goal of Maha is to swing in his greatness. It should be a living reality. That the unbounded does not remain only silent, but in that silence there should be lively all possibilities. So the Lakshya, the goal of Maha is to have many in its unified wholeness. And the goal of that which is not Maha, the goal of small, is to be big, and the goal of big is to swing its own expressions. Infinity wants to flow from one end of infinity to the other end of infinity, and it's flowing, it divides itself, it quantifies itself, it qualifies itself. So it's the qualification which makes one look to the goal. Small wants to qualify itself into as big as possible. The big wants to qualify itself as a field of all possibilities from this end to that end. So Maha Lakshmi. Maha is the goal. And me is a very, very significant word which is made of two values, Ma and E. When we look to Ma, naturally it is me. This refers to the self, me. Me, even in English, me. But in the Vedic terminology, me we get as the total value of all the four Vedas. Total value of all the four Vedas. Where is the total value of all the four Vedas? We have Rig Ved, Sam Ved, Yajur Ved, Atharva Ved. The first syllable of Rig Ved, Ag, the totality. It's a complete totality, unqualified. And then its collapse onto the word ka, rig. So this ka word is meaningful on the level of the total Rig Veda. Ka becomes ga, and it's a field of grammar, but it's ga. Ga stands for Rig Veda. Na stands for unmanifest. Na, nothingness, unmanifest, that stands for Samaveda. And then E stands for Yajurveda. E is all dynamism. Dynamism belongs to the Avtar element. It's all dynamism. And Agni, me has ma in it and E in it. Ma, what ma is? It's a hum. Hum. Agnim. Rik, Yaju, Sam, Athav. And then Athav is the hum. Hum of all the four Vedas. Rik, Yaju, Sam, Athav. Agnim. It's a collapse of all the progression of all the Vedas into a hum. Hum means the total value of all sounds. All sounds are inherent in hum. And then that hum, which is focused on a point, that reality of the point is then made into or transformed into dynamism, which is represented by E. So, Maha Lakshmi. This is the total Veda concentrated into the hum and made dynamism. So here is concentration at a point which then in its nature is all dynamism. So in the word Maha Lakshmi, we have that enormous and bounded, total, infinite, eternal immortality expressed in all the Vedas and found located in a point and then expanding the point into infinite dynamism again, into Maha. So here is the total expression of the Veda, total expression of pure knowledge, along with its infinite organizing power in one point, concentrating and expanding. So this point value, this is Mahalakshmi, concentrating and expanding, concentrating and expanding. On the ground of Mahalakshmi, there is concentratedness, there is expandedness. So the element of Mahalakshmi is a composition, a composite of two values of opposite directions. Focal point and expanding in its nature. This is called Anyunya Bhav. Anyunya Bhav. It has two kinds of directions. Coming in, expanding and going out. Maha Lakshmi. So the Lakshmi, the goal of expanded value is to concentrate. The goal of concentrated value is expand. And here is the seat of Maha. This is Mahalakshmi. at a point which is both expansion and contraction. It's both expansion and contraction. Infinite potential of the expansion element, we could say, along with infinite potential of contraction element. So that means no matter where the situation is, there is all possibility. No matter at what level we are considering, at any level of contraction or at any level of expansion, here or here or here or here, at any level there is Maha Lakshmi, there is a field of all possibilities. There is a field of all possibilities. And this field of all possibilities in itself is the concentrated point of silence in the quality of infinite dynamism. Silence and dynamism. That means completely fulfilled field of wakefulness. Wakefulness completely fulfilled because it is not devoid of anything. Infinite silence concentrated, infinite dynamism concentrated, and therefore it's an eternal state of fulfillment. It's a fulfillment of eternal value, fulfillment of immortal value, because there is the field of all possibilities, all possibilities. And in this field of all possibilities is the element of fulfillment, infinite bliss. Infinite bliss is the quality of fulfillment, and fulfillment is the quality of lack, devoid of nothingness. It's all fullness, completely fulfilled, self-sufficient, infinity, eternity, capable of being flowing in terms of waves, modified, qualified, and still remaining unqualified at all times. Unqualified, qualified, fulfillment, unqualified, qualified fulfillment. That means it's an unmanifest total potential of all qualifications that may be thought of or desired. So Mahalakshmi is an element of all possibilities, completely self-sufficient on its own, and at any time, in any place, it is the total potential of all possibilities. It's the expression of prosperity. It's the expression of growing prosperity. It's not a stagnant prosperity, it's a growing prosperity. Growing and growing and growing and growing, growing up to what? Beyond the capability of growth, it grows and grows. This is what is materialized in the ever-expanding universe. So this ever-expanding value of the universe, and in every step of progress, there is a wave of happiness, wave of happiness. Progress means successive waves of happiness. Progress is progressive, always progressive. So Mahalakshmi is the basis of all progress. It is so self-sufficient in its self-interacting dynamics that it creates and creates and creates itself in terms of infinite variety. This is the progressive, fulfilling nature of Mahalakshmi. And in this fulfilling nature of Mahalakshmi, because everything growing, fulfillment growing, ananda growing, bliss moving around in waves, and this, what we have in this is the power of keeping everything evolutionary, So we say this is organizing power. Mahalakshmi is not only an element of progress, but an element of progress which is always in the evolving direction, in the evolutionary direction also. So this aspect of Mahalakshmi is called Durga, action principle. Now this action principle is the characteristic of pure knowledge. Knowledge is the characteristic of Saraswati. So the Saraswati is present in Mahalakshmi, Durga present in Mahalakshmi, Mahalakshmi present at a point and in the unbounded infinity. So in this what we see is the element of Mahalakshmi is that element which is present everywhere, lively everywhere, active everywhere, silent everywhere. From this angle what we see is as if the whole creation is nothing other than the expression of Mahalakshmi. The whole creation is the creation of Mahalakshmi. That is why we say Mahalakshmi, Mother, Divine. And all the ladies in the world are the expressions of this Mother Divine, Maha Lakshmi. In this, we have located very clearly three values. One value of Mahalakshmi herself, the other of pure knowledge, the other of the dynamism of the action principle. Now physics knows the action principle in terms of least action. That is the most concentrated element from where all possible activities emerge. Nature organizes everything through the principle of least action. So the presence of Durga, Mother Divine, active Mother Divine, Durga, within the nature of Mahalakshmi. Likewise, the quality of Saraswati, the quality of pure knowingness, pure knowledge. We say knowingness because of its quality being self-referral. Knowledge, the structure of knowledge, where the knower, knowing and known all are concentrated in one holistic value. So what we are seeing in this is that when Mahalakshmi is in our mind is a full blossom of all possibilities. All knowledge is there, all action is there, all bliss is there, fulfillment is there. Now there is a whole sutta of Mahalakshmi. It's called Shri Sukta. Shri. Mahalakshmi is indicated, is spoken in terms in the syllable of Shri. Shri. Shri, the word Shri is very, very fulfilling word. It's the word of of blossoming. It's the word of prosperity, growth, just Maha Lakshmi. So Shri Sukta of Rig Veda is Maha Lakshmi, and when the Vedic Pandits chant the sutra, their whole consciousness assumes the quality of Maha Lakshmi, which is an element all pervading, being the cause of all progression, being the cause of all infinite silence, being the cause of infinite dynamism. Maha Lakshmi, big goal, big goal. And where? In the point value, Ma. And how? Dynamic, E. Maha Lakshmi. That everything is at a point, and the point is not a static point. A point is not the static point of matter. It's the dynamism of pure intelligence. Pure intelligence. And pure intelligence, which is both at the same time, silent and dynamic. All the three at one time, which is pure knowledge, pure activity, and bliss. The goal of knowledge is unbounded awareness. And the bliss can only belong to that level where nothing more is there to know. And in that possibility of achieving everything where silence and dynamism both are in their infinite value, that all possibilities are lively there. Only in the blossoming of total possibility in one's intelligence can one feel fulfilled, and that alone will be bliss. That is the reason why bliss as knowledge is the expression of bliss in terms of knowledge, and bliss in terms of activity. That's the expression of Mahalakshmi. Mahasaraswati is the expression of Mahalakshmi. Durga is the expression of Mahalakshmi. But this element of the total possibility in its essential nature in three values of knowledge, organizing power, and bliss. So Mahalakshmi is a supreme element in nature. It's a supreme element in nature. And we want that every mother at home be lively in the nature of Mahalakshmi, so that whatever her thoughts for anyone, she radiates Mahalakshmi onto them. The element of prosperity, bliss. And prosperity always in the evolutionary direction, bliss always expanding bliss, not static bliss, expanding bliss. The desire of the Sri Sukta is that Mahalakshmi come to me, to my house, not to ever go back again, but always remain permanent Mahalakshmi. Permanent Mahalakshmi. Because Mahalakshmi in its nature is absolute stability. There is no uncertainty is there. So this is an element of all certainty, all field of consciousness, and bliss. These are the qualities we want to develop in every mother at home. That is the education that we are looking forward to establish in the world, that spontaneously the field of intelligence, the unified field of all the laws of nature that is there lively in the awareness of everyone should blossom in these three qualities, and for that the centralized quality of Maha Lakshmi. Maha Lakshmi, Maha Lakshmi. When we analyze Maha Lakshmi, the great goal, the great goal of a point is infinity. The great goal of infinity is get to the point. Collapse of infinity onto its own point. Just because infinity also is fully awake, point value is also fully awake. So the relationship of the point with infinity is a mutual relationship. Infinity is a point, point is a infinity, and in this there is the field of progression from point to infinity, from infinity to a point. From absolute point value of limitation to limitlessness. And this huge blossoming of the total reality is what we say Maha Lakshmi. Maha Lakshmi. And this Maha Lakshmi is the character of wholeness, fully awake wholeness. And that's all. Fully awake wholeness, bliss consciousness. Anyonya bhav, no? Anyonya bhav is the junction point of expansion and contraction, junction point. Junction point is called sandhi. Sandhi is sanjita. Sanjita is unifiedness, totality. So the reality of Mahalakshmi in terms of Sanjita is the reality of the Veda. The reality of the Veda is the reality of the Vishwa, the universe. The reality of the universe and the Veda is the reality of the self. This is great Lakshmi. The self, the Veda, the universe. The universe, the Veda, the self. Self is always the Veda and the universe. And the universe is always the Veda and the self. And the self, in its concentrated state as Atman, is always Brahman in its expanded value. So when we have the self and the Veda and the Vishwa, the universe, then our awareness is the awareness of what we call Brahman, the totality. And in this totality what we have is silence of the self and dynamism of the Veda and the universe. Dynamism of the Veda and the universe and silence of the self, both are the same thing. For that the expression is Jivo Brahmaiv na para. Jiva is Brahman, na para means not separate. Jiva is nothing other than the Brahman. This is the blossoming of consciousness in the quality of Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi is the supreme element, present everywhere, responsible for the point value along with its infinite value. This is a very beautiful, delightful reality that one knows point is infinity. One knows infinity becomes a point when it comes to our awareness. So, when we want to develop Maha Lakshmi, element of Maha Lakshmi in every mother at home, the path is very simple. The course to take is very simple. The education to develop Maha Lakshmi element, Maha Lakshmi Tattva in everyone's awareness is very simple. What one has to do is get to the transcendental meditation and gain transcendental consciousness, which is unbounded, pure wakefulness, and that is what we have analyzed during these few moments, this Maha Lakshmi element, Maha Lakshmi. The total potential of bliss, the total reality of all progression and prosperity. Mahalakshmi is, when we say Mahalakshmi, is the prosperity element or prosperity quality of consciousness that blossoms in our awareness. This is a Vedic name, and all the Vedic name means the name in which Veda is lively. And Ved means knowledge, the structure of knowledge. In what the structure of knowledge is lively? Lively in the knower, object of knowing, and the process of knowing. So the structure of your knowledge is constructed in the quality of the knower, knowing, and known. These are the values we know to be lively in every mother at home, in every mother on the street. Mother's awareness, if lively in Mahalakshmi, with Mahalakshmi, Goddess Saraswati and Durga, all the organizing power, all the laws of nature, total potential of natural law blossoms in the awareness of Mahalakshmi in one's own consciousness. It's a very precious element. It's a very precious element. It's an element of all possibilities. It's prosperity, it's fulfillment, it's a field of all possibilities. It makes life absolutely fulfilled. Every mother at home must be Mahalakshmi, lively in the quality of prosperity. And this will be when the source of all thought, the source of all thought, which is silent also and dynamic also. The source of thought, which is silence and dynamism, is fully awake in the simplest state of one's awareness. And this naturally develops through the practice of transcendental meditation and the Siddhi programs. Siddhi program, all the Siddhi Sutras of Patanjali, all the Siddhi Sutras are there in order to develop the reality of the junction point. One sutra, the other sutra. So the one sutra comes and finishes here. From here the other sutra begins. So at the junction point of two sutras is that value which is dynamism and silence at the same time, that value of Mahalakshmi which is Saraswati and Durga at the same time. So this program of transcendental meditation and the TM Siddhi program is a very, very precious program to develop in everyone this awareness which has three qualities at the same time, Maha Lakshmi, Maha Saraswati, Maha Durga, which are a must in every home. It is from the thought of the mother, from the awareness of the mother, from the sight of the mother, that the children and all the members in the family receive inspiration, they receive life breath. All grow in the love of mother. And it's so pure that it's only nourishing, it's only evolutionary. So in the context of creating heaven on earth, we want to start that system of education which studies the qualities of Mahalakshmi in one's own consciousness, which studies the quality of Sanjita, of Rishi Devata and Chandas in one's own consciousness, which studies in one's own consciousness anything that one would like to study, anything that one would like to achieve. The whole thing is completely in the awareness of this transcendental consciousness, and therefore through this main program we develop the ability to enjoy all prosperity in the light of Mahalakshmi, all knowledge in the light of Saraswati, all organizing power in terms of Durga. These are the names qualifying different characteristics of consciousness, different characteristics of intelligence, different kinds of intelligence. It's the same one intelligence that gets divided into three qualities according to how much of Saraswati is involved in carrying out the fulfillment of a desire, how much of Durga is involved in carrying out the desire of the desirer, how much of Mahalakshmi. And every desire is for full blossoming of Saraswati, Durga and Mahalakshmi. Full blossoming, complete full blossoming. No one is ever contented without gaining the totality. In any one direction one would go, one would need more and more and more and more and more and more. This natural desire of more and more is the display of Mahalakshmi in the character of consciousness. More knowledge, more knowledge, more knowledge, more and more Saraswati, more and more Saraswati, more and more Saraswati. Yeah? More power, more power, more power, more Durga, more Durga, more Durga. More happiness, more bliss, more bliss, more Mahalakshmi, more Mahalakshmi, more Mahalakshmi. So every spouting of a desire is for more Saraswati, more Durga, more Mahalakshmi. And the contentment comes when the single individuality breathes life in cosmic unboundedness. So that one unbounded ocean of consciousness, one unbounded ocean of consciousness in motion. Motion of knowledge, of organizing power, of bliss. Bliss is the goal of knowledge, bliss is the goal of organizing power, bliss is the course, bliss is the source. So Mahalakshmi is the source, course and goal of all desires, activities, behaviors, everything that one may have within oneself, in one's body, in one's surrounding, in one's ecology, in one's cosmos. So what we have what we are concluding now is that the adaptation of the system of education in order that the full dignity of Maha Lakshmi, Saraswati and Durga is a living reality through every thought and action of daily life of everyone. The path is simple, the action to take is very simple. Introduce transcendental meditation and then TMCD program, and there will be increasing upsurge of these three very, very much needed qualities in one's own consciousness. The whole Vedic literature is full with the glory of Maha Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga. The whole of Vedic literature. All the Puranas are there, Smritis are there, and in the whole sequential flow of Rig and Sam, Yaju, Atharva, Vedas and all the Vedangas, Upangas, Upavedas and all this Gandharva Ved, Dhanurved, Sthapatya Ved, all these Upanishads, Aranyaks and Brahmanas, all the Itihasas, Puranas and Smritis, the whole of Bhagavad Gita is the glory of totality, the glory of Maha Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga. That one little book of 700 shlokas, 700 verses, is the display of total potential of intelligence. It's used for developing Mahalakshmi in one's consciousness, it's used for developing Saraswati, it's used for developing Durga in one's consciousness, it's used for fulfilling any desire. So the study of every aspect of Vedic literature is the study of Mahalakshmi. And the study of Mahalakshmi is the study of Saraswati and Durga. Only in our theme of education, we develop that quality of Mahalakshmi, Saraswati and Durga in our own simplest form of awareness. I am emphasizing on the word simplest form of awareness, because it is basically the simplest form of awareness that takes different qualities as the desire grows, as the desire sprouts. So it's the simplest form of awareness that wakes up or awakens, simplest form of awareness awakens the quality of Mahalakshmi and its bliss, ever-growing fulfillment and satisfaction. It's divine life in the grace of Mother Divine. This kind of education we are aiming to introduce in every system of education. Every system of education should have these very simple techniques for developing the total progressive element in the universe. Progressive element in the universe. The mother at home has to be very, very creative and has to be spontaneously in that ability which will fulfill her desire. Whatever she desires for this or this or this or this, all her desires have to be fulfilled, and this is a way to keep the family integrated, keep the family fulfilled and always progressive. This fulfillment is progressive fulfillment, eternally progressive fulfillment. There is no end to it. People say, when perfection is reached, then what? Then we say, perfection will never be monotonous because it will have its own self-referral dynamics. It will be waves of perfection in the totality of perfection. It will be absolute perfection ever in waves of ever-growing qualities of Maha Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga. This particularly the theme of our courses for the ladies universities, ladies colleges, ladies schools, it's very necessary that the awareness grows that all that one could ever desire from a proper system of education is all available in one's own consciousness. It's just a matter of intellectually understanding it, and for understanding we have the whole of Vedic literature is there, which satisfies all intellectual inquiry about the reality, and the programs, practical programs are there for doing research in our own consciousness and experiencing what one really is. So experience to be had from transcendental meditation and Siddhi program, and intellectual understanding even about the experiences has to be from reading the Vedic literature, So it was a very good time. These days are this is the second day of Sharadiya Navratri, second day of Navratri, and we will have this kind of education in order that heaven is a reality on earth, and we want that reality to be very, very soon. All glory to Gurudev, our tradition of great masters of Vedic wisdom, and we will have this kind of all-comprehensive system of ideal education and create heaven on earth. All glory to Mother Divine, Maha Lakshmi, and Jai Gurudev.